Mua ka motle e re ke boela ke o amohele lenane o ntse le lona lane le itlhommeng pele e lenane o la back from zero ka je go mua ka motle go tshwaretse taba tse monate le tse bohloko taba tse monate go re mua ka motle re fitlhile pheletsong ya sehla sena sa rona sa bobedi taba bobedi ke na mua ka motle le taba bohlokwa ke hore le ka je go re ntse re se kotame se maratswana re etetse Lindiwe Matlali senga o tsang sona kana mua ka motle go ro tlhaetse province nyane ya Mpumalanga motsaneng wa Belfast tsangata di ile tsa etsala mme yana mua ka motle o ile tata thuto tsa mane motseng wa Cape Town mme tsa tata mua ka motle o ile a tswela pele le lekisa toro ya hae empa tsena tsohle o ile a batla lahlelwa ke ntlo hae tsena go nna le wena ha re utlwa go tabeng tsena tsa hae re ka ithutang o tloka ska nteba nna ke le bogangwa matcheng ke o theana ka se ngwana di shapile go tlole mnate ka nnete on the other side. Lindiwe a re bue hanyane ka upbringing ya hao o hlaetse kae wa gola jwang
ngikholele eBelfast, a small town in Mpumalanga, and ngakhuliswa ugogo nomkhulu, so ngimntwana wagogo. Abazali bami bashona ngesikhathi sisemncane, and then ngakhuliswa ugogo nomkhulu. And isikolo sonke from grade R to matric ngafunda eBelfast Khalami Secondary School, and then ngahamba ngayofunda University of Cape Town, and then I learned become a major in economics and stats.
Wena go ne jwang hore o ye tertiary ba thola loan ka pola la nefsa sola etsa jwang?
Yeah, I mean ngaya obviously nge basari nefsas at the beginning, but I think for me education was really important kumkhulu bonga get away with anything ungaklini ngadluli ngiyenzeni endlini, but if there's one thing bengeke uvumele you couldn't not go to school, so beyibalekile because it was something that he felt ukuthi was the only way esizozikhipha ku poverty, and also ukuthi nami one day nangiba nabantwana bangaphili lempilo le esikhule siphila.
Now, let's talk about finances. How fitla ko tertiary? Tsela e o no spenda tšhelete ka yona. How was it like?
Bezingekho to start with, so you know leyo pressure ukuthi to spend bengekho, so and after umkhulu shona in my second year, so basically bengisebenza, so for me ukuthi ngibe ne toiletry I had to make sure ukuthi I meet my hours ngizothola imali to be able ukuthenga amathola. So I worked at the library, I worked at the job office to help find jobs for our students, but also that was very important for me to be, because of there was also a registration fee, like financial aid never used to cover all our costs. I think I was lucky because I think working at job office, I mean, UCT had a lot of program for careers where you can go practice mock interviews. So I took advantage of a lot of those things, and that enabled me with actually my first job. I got paid as a trainee. So that's why I was able to get, a good job. And also because I didn't have, like a home necessary to go to. While a lot of my friends, the first thing they would buy was a car. For me, the first thing I bought was a house, because for me, it was really important to have a place that was, I remember the first time I actually offer, I went to the banks and I could say, and they but no, you must wait at least 6 months, and then you can. And so the first thing, as soon as I reached 6 months, the first thing I wanted to have was my own home.
Okay.
Because I didn't have, after Mkola Sean.
I'm curious, Sis Lindiwe, if I'm doing a job like this is my first year, I'm a trainee, and I'm already going to the bank and ask if I can get a house. What kind of job were you doing at the time?
I was a trainee planner, and the salary was not bad, because I think at that time when I started, it was 6,800 to be a trainee, and I could afford a house with that salary that I have of about 250,000. So I was able to get a relatively good house at that time in Summer Cranes, which was next to Sanctuary City, which was well, now it's no longer, it's not that great, but at that time it was a very great, starter home.
How old were you at the time?
I was 25, 26, yeah.
Okay. Unsole a trainee, but uduti nako e kae in that company?
I didn't stay long. I was there for, I think, 7 months. And then I went back to one of the companies that had offered me a job initially, but it was for a research position.
Now that you move to another position, which means more money, where do you spend your money still?
I'm a girl. Clothes. So clothes. So I used to buy a lot of clothes. I love clothes. So I love beautiful clothes, and I used to spend my money on that. And also because at that time I was already, so I used to send also a lot of money at home. So yeah, I did end up with my credit card and but before Musuge Cape Town, so we then I met my husband while I was there. Then when I started working, and I was still a student. And then when he got a job, or Tolanga Pikoli, and then Sezangapa Pikoli, and then we were able to sell that house. And then that's when the Josie and the excitement and all the, the rise and fall of Johannesburg actually came, yeah. My fiance at the time, Watolum Sevens, because Ube Pegafundelo was engineer, and there wasn't much opportunities, especially for go for telecommunications in Cape Town. And then that's when we moved, As a woman, we always follow the men.
So you left your job, yes.
Yes.
So come on, someone is only one source of income, which is the high.
Yeah, but it wasn't for long, because as soon as I figured out, and then I was also able to get a job not long after leaving Cape Town. I think I was out of a job for, 1 or 2 months. And then as soon as I got back this side, and then I told him Sebenzi, and then we then bought our first house together.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Then Sis Lindiwe, from that way, it sounds like you guys are on a straight path. You're just gonna go forward and live happily ever after.
Yeah, it looked like that's what we thought. We were having our happily ever after, and and then obviously, there were like challenges, and then I started a company. When you start a company, you've got the business plan, you can see the market, and things don't always work out the way you think they would.
Jwale ke tla rata go moka motle wena e tswa sa hlomme mo e tla ra re gutla mo re tla utlwa hahulwanyane hore jwale Ausi Lindiwe le molekane wa hae go tloa mona teng ba fella kae a go lona metsi re tla gutla. So it was bad in Sandton, really bad. Ausi Lindiwe, ke gola le mohimane lapeng wa ipotsa hore mathata o no kopana le wena kgwebong ya hao ke mathata mofuta ofe, mme o feta mo o ka re hlalosetsa hape hanyane gore na e ka ba kgwebo ena ya hao e ne le kgwebo mofuta ofe?
We marketing research company, and so we used to do marketing research for specifically advertising research for companies, yeah. Typical thing that happens to a lot of businesses with our abakbadali on time.
Okay.
And then if abakbadali on time, you have a bond. Unabantwana aba esikolweni. Our house was Sandton. So now Sandton, abantwana aba preschool Sandton. At that time, it was 2, my son and my daughter. And then now Bala, I mean, preschool, just like the time Labes Lalakon was like 3,000 rand. And then you've got new school fees of like that 3,000 rand. So, and then you've got a bond where you have to pay like something like 7,000 rand. You've got food, you've got transport, you've got levies, you know, your bond would be 7,000. Then you've got levies of another 1.5. Then there's electricity, there's all of that. And income again.
Or you left the job?
Yes.
To start the company? To
start the company. And then the income again, and then you start getting the summons. But I mean,
it's not enough.
It's not enough. The income, like, you know, since it's taking into together, because, you know, now they look at both your income.
Okay.
So, you know, it meant we would lose, both of us, you know, Tina would lose our home. And then also because Ekaya Mpumalanga, we are Elisutu, you have nowhere to go. And so we did get like, I mean, there was a point where I think Spiscolo Bank for like 6 months. It was a miracle in Chekuti. They did get a order, but Azange by that. And then you also, you know, what I didn't mention, we also had a car. And also, the time it's taking motor also, it was in Tiabonanji. It was also in
the Santin car.
The Santin car, you know, it has to be image, everything. So you also have that. And, you know, there was a point where we thought, Bazo itata.
Marintweki noticing ka wena kuri wena how type e dulang for slim o sa thole mosebetsi. As you're going through the matata ao nang lona, o no sana no re maybe o late CV how dust it off quickly and then we submit to kgona tswela pele o sebetse o thuse ntate ka tlung.
I did think about that, but then also another thing that you also as I'm good, I don't easily quit. So sometimes, like, you know, you think, okay, I've invested it, you know, so much, and then we have to try and see if we can see it through, because, you know, the benefits outweighed, you know, you know, being able to like go back and easily get a job. And also, I also had abantwana, also, you know, my kids at the time. So I prayed a lot. I prayed over everything, and I always trusted Kuti, things will work out. And I think that's why I find Kuti, the importance of having faith in something that you can believe in. Because sometimes when life becomes hard, if you don't have that sense of, you know, hope, Kuti, okay, guzolunga. I think my favorite prayer was like, you know, the darkest time in your life comes just before the break of dawn. And I had a lot of songs and music, so I listened to a lot of worship. And I find that, you know, when I'm going through something that is very difficult and I don't know how to get out of, just going and kneeling down and just singing, because then it takes away just focusing on myself and just trying to somehow, God, you must have a plan. Sometimes you do things, it's difficult, and you think people don't notice. So there has been a turning point of being consistent and going and trying to ask people and think, hey, I bet. And sometimes when you start things and you're sending them that feedbacks and you think people don't read. And it was just once, you know, at a specific time when the people that have been sending updates of what I've been up to, what I've been doing, this person was, you know, never responded. You know, and it was just one day when I just got a call to say, I've been receiving all your emails and I've seen how well you've been doing and would like to help you, you know, with a financial boost into your company to help you grow. At that time, I think it was like something like 1.1 million to say, okay, that's something that we'll give you to help you out to be able to set up, you know, to have that boost to grow. And then, okay, can you fill these forms and then, you know, send them to me. And then actually after sending them, literally the following day, the money was in their account. And that was really one of those moments that really brought like a bit of a turning point and in terms of helping us even to start thinking, you know, about growth and start thinking about, you know, opportunities that we could start looking at. Yeah, I mean, it evolved to now include technology So, and we rebranded and changed the name to make sure that it had one name that was more, tech, and to integrate strategy and technology as well. But yeah, that was really that, and I also attribute to say, also goes back to faith when God opens doors you didn't even know existed, right?
Hana harka hopotsa fela mmuhi o itse lebitso la teng ke mme ebile le bolela eng?
The name of the company,
Yes.
Epodites.
Yes.
It's a beautiful, exotic African plant, and we basically software development and then education development platform, and then I also run an NGO that fundisa abantwana who are age 6 to 18 computer programming. So we run AMA classes every Saturday, a UNISA, that are free for abantwana from Elokshin to come and learn how to make apps and games and stuff.
Yo, Lindiwe tsa ntse kgolo. Jwale e re ke utlwise mona Lindiwe. Ha o bona dintho tse kaofela ha tsona di etsahala, di achievement tsa hao kaofela. Ha o lo re bua ka program ene go buang ka yona, wena jwale ka motho o ikutlwa jwang?
I don't think it's really about me, because I feel sometimes now when it's very easy to start making this and say, okay, I did this. I don't think so, because I think sometimes I really feel good. A lot of it is because I feel like it's my calling. And a lot of those doors and a lot of the things that are happening is because really of the doors that God has opened. And I don't think it's got anything to do with me.
Oh, boss, Thank you very much, my sister. Empa he wena Lindiwe ke kopa o ska tsama bane o ithutile ntho tse ngata haholo. Jwale ka morapa patso e tla be le mane he mo re fang tsona ntho tse ithutileng tsona hore le mmuhi mane mo lapeng le wena mono Rose mono wena maditaba mono ke nako jwala hore nke phone nyana ya we di notes mane he o tlo tseba o type ka pelenyana gona le wena e ka ba ka kgona ho tswela jwang bophelo. Tsama o late phone o switch on re tla re bua nna le wena. Ere hape mmua ka ke monyetla ona ke o lebohe ho menahane a ke sa o lebohela fela kgaolo ena ya ka jeko ko lebohela le sehla sena kaofela e sa le ntsona le rona mme se re nang le tshepo ya teng gore wena mmui mo lapeng o ithutile dintho tse ngata haholo jwang ha re tla le hlakoreng lena ditjhelete o ntso sa lebale hore tjhelete yona ebile se moleko empa tshebediso e hlotsa o bakela meleko jwale he re khutlela mona ho Lindiwe Matlali jwale re tlo phethela mmua ka motle o ka nnang ka fono ya hao wa bula mane fela ho di notes o tlo qala ho nka makoropetso le maqheka ka jeko tjena Lindiwe hona le nthwena e reng mohlomo fitle dinthong tsena kaofela ha tsona empa hona le sena se o reng ena ntho ke a tseba for sure o ka re jwetsa ke efenya
Consistency. I think consistency is everything. And I think sometimes nasicabanga ngekusasa we think it's something ezoza, the future is far away. But what's something that I've learned is that the future comes one day at a time. It's the little things you do every day that will determine how your future is gonna turn out. So if you are not consistent, if you're saying you're passionate about something and you don't do what you have to do every day to make yourself better, you're never gonna become any more than just a pipe dream. So your future really depends on the little things that you do every day.
Jwale he ke a phethela sis Lindiwe. Ha re mohlomong hono jwale tjena ngithi kuwe sis Lindiwe masibuele eMpumalanga eBelfast. If mhlawumbe singathi uhlangana nawe usasemncane, what would you say to yourself based on everything ewitsibang ka jeko? Yani Lindiwe mnyana na sa itsebeng ha o ka kopana le yena ka jeko o ka reng ho Lindiwe mnyana?
Don't compete with anyone. You have to be your biggest competition. So you have to make sure Guti, you are better than you were yesterday. Because sometimes nas computer, you compare strong points abanye abantu and your weakness. You will always lose. So if I were to just stand and put myself next to Beyonce, there is no way. I mean, she's, you know.
Zokubeka to the left.
Exactly, to the left, right? So, and that's the most important thing, because a lot, especially for us as women and also young girls, is that the standard at which, you know, society judges us is that either you are pretty or you are brilliant or you're popular, and sometimes you try to compete and try to be accepted, and that would be your worst, you know, your worst decision. So I would tell a young Lindiwe, Guti, you need to focus on you, make yourself better, don't try to compete with anybody, because the more you compete, you will always feel inferior.
Ke khola o ikutlwetse mo lapeng. Aus Lindiwe, ga tseba motho a busy haholo. Re lebohile haholo for nako ya hao. Re leboha haholo go ile ga amohela mona lapeng la hao le ntate mane o ile re amohela ka diatla tse mofuthu.
Ke a leboha.
Thank you. Hai mmui wa ka motle ke ne se ke ile ka tsho ka re ena se pheletso fela ya sehla mme bile ke pheletso ya kgaolo ena ya ka jeko empa nna lona re ithutile ntho tse ngata haholo jwale ka tlwaelo ne mane mone ke tla go wena ha re shebe gona bekeng e tlang re kopana le mang empa che bekeng ena nna le wena kapa e tlanyane ha re tlo kopana hobane he nna le wena re tla kopana re tla bona na mohlang re teanyang mahlo empa he ke tla rata go wena mmuo ka motle ra tshepa o bile nna go e monate haholo le rona re ile ga natefela haholo re ithutile dintho tse ngata re buile le batho ba ba fapaneng ka di dikadikwe ka o fapana ha tsona jwale sa bohlokwa gore wena jwale le motho mo lapeng nka nako ikitlahetse o ntshetse bophelo ba hao pele jwale mmuo ka motleng ke be ka lahlehelwa ke monyetle o na le gale ke rata gore go tswa go nna le bogangwa matšhe moifohle wa back from zero re rata gore wena tšhelete se moleko empa tshebediso e bohlaswa e tla o bakela meleko o fitlhela re kopana mohlareteang ya mahlo ai phaphatwe